everyone. So this is my first video about scoliosis. Woo! What a fun topic. Now, I'm doing this because people frequently ask me all the time at work some questions. So this video is titled What It's Really Like Living with Scoliosis. This is not about my story because I have done the back brace. I've done spinal fusion surgery. Me and my sister both have, but just scoliosis in general. These are very frequently asked questions. And what inspired me to do this video is I'm in furniture and design sales, and this older couple was asking me questions about their 18-year-old daughter's recovery, specifically tying her shoes. And it just kind of killed me because they were like finding out about my progress, because I had my surgery in 2013 and I'm doing okay. And the one thing they said, they were like, she's really struggling with tying her shoes, like really struggling. And I was like, oh, ugh. For me it never got better. For a lot of people I've talked to, tying your shoes is one of the hardest tasks now because you can't bend. You have to like contort sideways. It's just not fun for anyone involved. So that's what I thought, okay, that girl has nothing to compare it to. Her grandparents are asking a stranger while looking at furniture. I'm going to make a video because these are very talked about subjects. So let us begin. If you haven't watched my channel, my name's Rachel, and this is what it has been like for me living with scoliosis. And I've got some notes down here to keep me on track because I get really distracted. So, number one, living with scoliosis, you will find, especially if you just had surgery, that nobody wants to hug you because they're afraid they'll hurt you. And I mean, it's everyone. It's your family, it's your loved ones, it's friends, coworkers. As soon as they find out that you have scoliosis or you had surgery, they act like you're a porcelain doll, like you're just going to break at any second. I'm like, no, you can hug me. And when they hug you, it's like, pat, pat, pat. And I'm like, no, you can hug me for real. Like, they sewed me back up. I'm fine. Number two, anytime you pop your neck, pop your back, heck, you could pop your toe, people will freak out. They will freak out. They think you're falling apart, like you've just broken down. And it's just like, no, I'm good. I'm just popping my joints. And I know that's not great, but sometimes you have that built up pain and you just need to pop it. But people really do check on you. Like, I've had people that I work with, and I don't even know them that well, but they find out my story and they're like, oh, are you okay? Yes, Chris, I'm okay. It's just a neck pop. It's a fun party trick though. Very hilarious. I've pranked people with my neck pops before, but anyway. Number three, everything you normally do, you have to learn again. Now that is especially true if you've had surgery. And I'll make a video about my story, like my spinal fusion story. This is scoliosis as a whole. But you do have to kind of relearn and re-navigate things when your curvature is getting worse. For me, mostly I had to relearn things after surgery. So that meant the way I get out of bed is almost impossible. Like, you can't sit up when you have rods. I roll out of bed like some creature. It's uncomfortable. Walking, you have to learn over. I had to learn to run all over. Literally walking, I had to relearn how to walk. That was hard. But what was cool after that is once you're rebalanced, because you're corrected, and I say corrected in air quotes because you're not healed. You still have scoliosis. It's just not going to be potentially life-threatening is the point. But you still are curved. I still have a slight curve even though I'm sitting here straight as a board. But anyway, ice skating, I had to learn how to do that again. roller skating, had to learn how to do that again, which is really trippy when, you know, that's a balancing act. But if your whole life you're like this and your body compensates, you're like a little deer out there. You don't know what you're doing. There's probably more on that too. Riding roller coasters after was trippy. Number 4, always having pain reliever on hand. That was especially true for me whenever my degree was at 55. Yeah, 55 degrees when I was doing cheerleading. And about halftime, it would be like, pop some ibuprofen. Let's get to the other half of the game. But before that, let's say my like freshman, sophomore year, I really, my curve wasn't hurting that bad. Closer to my junior year, it was like, okay, I got it down to the timer here when that pain's gonna kick in. Even now, I try not to take painkillers unless it's awful, but it is smart to keep them in your car, in your purse, just in case, because with rods, the weather can change, the barometric pressure can change, and boom, it hurts to high heavens. And I had a bone graft on my hip, so that can hurt. Number 5, frequently asked question. Are you a dancer? Were you a ballerina? You have such beautiful posture. No, ma'am. I just have 13-inch rods holding up my spine. Yeah, they all mean well. That's a fun one though, but I hear it all the time is, your posture's perfect. Oh my word, were you an equestrian or a dancer? And I take it like a high compliment, as you should. And a lot of the times people are just jealous because they wish it, and then you tell them the real reason. And some of them get kind of awkward. Number 6. This one, it was true in the beginning. Now I don't really care at all. Number 6. You can be insecure about formal attire or swimsuit shopping. And I've read this from a lot of girls when they're curved. They'd be insecure about people seeing their back, seeing how that is with the swimsuit, because certain cuts of things you can tell that you're uneven. That one never really bothered me so much. When I was 16, about to have surgery, and I knew they were going to cut my back open, I was freaking out because I knew that was going to be a huge scar. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to have a prom dress. I'm going to, like my wedding dress, I'm going to have to grow my hair out real long or something, because I'm not going to be able to hide that. It was kind of an irrational fear because they have treatments to heal your scars, and someone should love you for who you are, not for that. But after surgery, I had a complete turnaround because I opted to leave my scars alone. I didn't do any of the healing agents, so you can still see my scars today. I don't care. I like it. And I did that because I knew that I would get so used to my new normal, and I wanted to have a visual reminder too. Because I mean, now you do get used to having your spine held up by rods, but I can remember still what it was like back in 2011, 2012. So that one doesn't affect me. It affected me for a very brief time as a teenage girl, and then it was done. So that's another reason. If some of you scoliosis sisters out there are starting to YouTube and search things because you're kind of curious about what you're getting into, I could do a whole video on just how the surgery changed my mental for the better. Like insecurity wise, it turned out way more confident after the fact. My house still sounds like it's being attacked by birds. Anyway, that was the end of video 1. I found out this is going to be so long, we're going to have 2 videos. So thank you for watching video 1, and look out for the follow-up for the rest of this list.